You're listening to Two Chunks and a Hunk. Movie musings for mostly everyone.
Welcome to Two Chunks and a Hunk. My name is Jordan Wonders, and this time, for once, I'm your hunk.
I'm Doge, and all right, you alien chunk holes.
Nice.
In the words of my generation, up yours.
Sure.
Was there a ... on there?
There was a ...
There had
and
to
a
be.
space.
It's like if you actually want to also act it out, then, man, dude, I didn't have one.
This is the first time we've done those.
I know that one.
I normally make a habit out of asking if you guys have quotes before we start.
That's fine.
We should have this time.
200 to go. I'm Carter, and welcome to Chunk.
Yeah, okay. That's the one I was hoping was going to happen. So
sure.
That's very good. That's very good. I'm the hunk. I'll introduce it myself, since clearly...
Yeah. Fine.
What are you... well, it's been a downer of a 10 minutes. It's going to take me a while to get back.
We'll get back up. I'm the hunk for... I'm working out. I'm moving. I'm pushing weight.
Pushing weight
as we record.
I'm fellowshipping in the Iron Church, if you will.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's what a lot of people call it.
Rise and grind, bro.
Yeah, rise. I'm on my... I text exclusively in 100 emojis and the bicep flexing emoji. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I do the 100 emoji a lot.
Yeah, that's all I do.
It's one of my favorites.
So I missed a workout yesterday. And
can't do that. Can't miss it.
I went back. You're
looking a little
today.
small. That's
well,
why I
hold
thought
on
you
now.
missed
I
a
went in
workout.
today, and they worked out. I work out with a group of homies, and they worked out yesterday the arms, which is I call the glamour muscles. It's all anybody really. You work out everything else, so people don't accuse you of only working out your arms. That's the only reason you work out the other muscles, is what I understand. And so because I missed
when I be chicken leg
arms, they were doing chest today, so I went early. I went before everybody got there, so I could do arms.
As one does.
So I could do arms before they got there and then join in for chest. And let me tell you something. It was a mistake.
Yeah?
It was a mistake. Maybe don't do 2 back-to-back separate full workouts on your second week.
I mean, if you're really trying to grind, if you're only trying to rise a little bit and grind a little bit.
Well, I rose early and ground too much is what I found. There's a ratio of rise to grind.
So you're like workout Icarus, basically.
Yes, I flew too close to the
too
iron
thickerous.
sun.
Too thickerous. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What have we done?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You can all exclusively refer to me. Actually, I don't want to invite that. So no.
No, he already started saying it. He must finish. Only
ever.
refer to Jordan as thickerous.
That's not what I was going to say. You can't prove that's what I was going to say.
That's what I said now, though.
I was going to say only refer to me as my given name, my Christian name.
I'm trying to find other Greek god swole names, and it's tough because I was like glutes, but it's like you can't even tell it's glutes.
It's trying to be glutes.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Glutes with a Z, maybe. It's not happening.
No, I don't know. Is there something? No.
I mean, Icarus's father was Daedalus, so you could call him Daedalift.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Aphrodite.
I was going to go with, never mind.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So
well,
really good.
It was going to have a cuss in it, so I let it go.
You can have a cuss in it.
Oh, man.
I let it go.
Dang.
Well, surely this is what this one's about.
This is it. This is the whole show. Man, there's nothing more conducive to a comedy podcast than starting a joke and changing your mind in the middle of it, huh?
It works.
I think we're probably the 3 best people to make workout jokes anyway.
Yes,
area,
for
an arena in which the 3 of us probably are very comfortable.
Before we move on to this movie, let's go through the workout terms that I know. I think that would be helpful for everybody.
Yeah. Do we have enough time? I mean, we could do a supersized episode if we need to.
Free weight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The movie with the whale and Frodo.
I don't know the difference between a barbell and a dumbbell.
Okay.
I assume they're the same thing.
I actually know this.
I assume they're the same thing.
I actually know this. Do you want me to tell you the
I
real
don't.
answer?
I never
live in
want
your
to
blessed
know.
ignorance.
I
That's
never
fine.
want to know. Sit up.
Okay.
Push up.
Yes.
Lots of ups, aren't there? Pull up. There's a pull up too.
And if you work out too hard, there's a throw
up.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
That we've reached the end of my list. That's all I know.
That's it.
Then
and
there's
that's
also
the last.
There's run. There's jump.
Yeah, all the basic like controller
cardio type
buttons.
things. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I've got WASD, X, circle, square, triangle, R1,
I know for a
R2.
fact that there's something called strafe, something
Yes.
called crouch.
Yeah, my workout moves are slide, cancel, and dual wield. That's all I've got. So
Let's be done talking about work.
I would love nothing more because what we are going to talk about is the final movie in our Daddurday 2-de Rad Daddi-2-de series. I've decided my favorite bit is never saying the right series name. And
yeah, that's great.
I've
been doing that for a long time.
We know. The final movie in this trilogy is known as Independence Day. Welcome to Earth. Doge, take it away.
This week's IMDb synopsis comes to us courtesy of Nick Reganas. From the cold and pitch black depths of the boundless space, a silent and insidious menace enters the solar system, grazes the moon, and violates the Earth's atmosphere. An innumerable spaceship flotilla, governed by a hostile and technologically advanced alien life form. As the extraterrestrial adversaries' indestructible flying saucers wreak havoc on our planet from end to end, killing millions, the end of the human race is near. And what is even more certain, we, the powerless and unprepared Earthlings, are utterly defenseless. Once we dreamed of making contact with otherworldly celestial entities. Now that the all-powerful invaders claim our world, the President of the United States and a handful of good men mad enough to stand up for all mankind must make a heroic last stand against the enemy on a decisive 4th of July. Will we survive to see another glorious Independence Day?
Reganis,
It was too good.
it's so good.
I was going to say that it's the synopsis is better than the film itself even. Like it's like
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
like a great synopsis.
Not a joke. Got chills reading that.
Is it because I was humming the War Hymn of the Republic in the background?
I actually couldn't tell what you were doing.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Yeah, I think I'll start with this. Let's start with this.
Okay.
This will be
Okay.
fun.
Do it.
This is so I'm making a judgment. This is a bad movie, is what I learned on this rewatch. This is a bad movie that rules.
Yeah.
Here's something that
Saturday
I'll
afternoon.
say.
Yeah,
I
but
think
I would
this
call
is better than Daddurday.
interesting.
I think it's a better movie than Daddurday is.
No.
Interesting. I disagree.
We've done Die Hard.
Okay. I don't think this is objectively a bad movie.
Interesting. I still disagree.
I think it
Continue.
is objectively a good movie.
Why?
It just doesn't hit that badness for me. Like, I think everything that's in it works really well together. It's a
Yeah.
really fun script.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty great. I actually,
Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that you think it's bad, like qualitatively bad.
Well, but that's the thing, right? So I agree with everything you've said. I think that it achieves everything it sets out to do. I think that it does it, and it's really fun, and it's really stupid, and it's really loud, which are three of sort of the main qualifiers for
You
a
need
Saturday
it.
afternoon movie.
Yep.
I just don't. I'm not even detracting from it when I'm saying this. I don't know how to say it in a more positive tone, but like, it's not a good movie. It's a bad film. In my head, I remembered it better than it is, quality wise.
In my head, I remembered it worse.
Interesting.
That's
Maybe that's why we've
fun.
arrived at these two different sort of like vibes on it.
Where do y'all
Yeah.
think I am?
Probably
Somewhere
in the middle,
in the
as
middle.
usual.
I always am.
Oh, lukewarm Carter.
Here's a combo for both of you now.
Yes.
So Will Smith,
Yep.
this was a, I believe what I would call a Jeff Goldblum, handing of the 90s baton to Will Smith. Jeff had
Yes.
Jurassic Park. I didn't mean to be like, Jeff had,
Jurassic Park.
he had Jurassic Park, and then we come up and we give this to Will, and then Will, like, within the next year does Men in Black and continues. He'd already done Bad Boys, all that kind of stuff. Do you feel like, though, because I would argue that Men in Black is a better movie than Independence Day.
Yes.
I think it's just so different. It's such a different movie than this.
That's so
also true.
I think the difference is Independence Day it does have that Daddurday flair. I think the moment that we say America saves the world.
Yeah, that's Dad. That's Dad all over it, baby.
I mean, I think that's more than Dad. That's the 90s. That is like late 90s.
Because at one point in this movie,
that's true.
Britain has all of their planes ready to go, and then America makes a move, and they're like, "Oh,
we could just jump straight into that."
Yeah.
Our visiting of the worlds was hilarious.
It's rough.
The disrespect that our American movie makers show for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
The Russians don't have electricity?
Yeah.
What happened? They're just by the light of a candle, and it's playing like, I don't even know, typical Russian war music that's much better fit for when we see something about to get ready to fight a kaiju. But it's like, it was so funny. And then just to go all around the world.
Yeah, England's just like, oh, thank God America's got an idea. We were useless.
Yeah. So my super dump is our view of, and I'm not trying to be like woke or anything here, but like our view of what everyone but an American looks like.
How dare you try and take in the feelings of other people that don't look and talk like us?
Yeah, that's shocking.
That's so gross.
I'm sorry. I think in our attempt to make sure that we knew, which was cool, we got good feelings about the whole world working together. That's pretty fun. Pacific Rim felt like that, which I just kind of made a little bit of a...
Hey, Pacific Rim is such a fun movie.
Yeah, an allusion to. But I think with this, we're like, we really have to make sure we're differentiating here. Let's think like the Small World ride. Right?
Yes, it was.
So someone who's considered so at the end when everybody's celebrating,
we will fight some aliens. We will fight some aliens.
Yeah. So we get to this point. There is a gentleman that I believe they want to look Hispanic at the end. That we have given a Party City frayed, like hemp hat, like made of. I don't even know. It just looks like straight from Small World disrespect kind of stuff that is pretty ridiculous to me. And so I think we didn't need it to be that egregious, but it is very 90s. I'm trying to ask American-made Go America movies not to be that way, but that ended up being my super dump. And I found myself having to look kind of hard for a super dump because, like we're saying, on the end of enjoying it, there's a lot about this movie that I really like and had forgotten about that I liked. This experience for me, this is the first blockbuster I remember. So Jurassic Park came out in 93, but I didn't get to see Jurassic Park in theaters.
Yeah.
So Independence Day, I did. And I was like, what is this, 97? I was 9 years old.
I thought it was 99.
No, I think it's 1997. Oh. To see Independence Day in theaters and the massive scope of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't imagine seeing this at 9 years old in theaters.
Dude,
that is the perfect time to see this movie.
100%. The amount of nostalgia that I had forgotten existed.
Yeah.
It's either 9 or 49.
I was getting flashes of like Happy Meal toys and Dr. Pepper cans and like all of the like, because the marketing for this movie feels like it was all over the place. It was, I mean, it made over $800 million in 1997.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, man.
On a $75 million budget. Congrats, guys.
It's also a cheap movie for this scale.
Yeah.
You mentioned scale. This still is the movie with the largest number of miniatures used.
Really?
So I think the effects look very, very good.
Yeah.
Yes. Not to its detriment. I think it made it look great.
100%.
Yep. The miniature work on this is so great.
Yeah, this was Callie's first time watching, and she was like, "This was in the 90s?" And I said, "Yeah, it's because it's a lot of it's like quote unquote practical. Like it it holds up.
That's why Jurassic Park holds up.
Composite anything.
Maybe it's Jeff though. Maybe Jeff's the secret ingredient. I think that's at least worth considering.
Faster.
So
let's go faster.
That was almost
both
my
movies.
super dump as well, Carter. But something else emerged to stick its head out just a little bit further for me as my super dump, which is just sort of Will Smith's, Captain Hiller's just love interest in general. Like, why is she here?
Well, so that we can run up in the desert together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just so distracted by her. And then it's like we include her and it's like, that's fine, I guess. But then it's like make a big deal about the fact that she's a stripper. I don't know. The whole thing was all very like tacked on to me because it never really comes back. His rejection from NASA doesn't amount to anything other than like, cool, I actually do get to go to space. Checkmate. Like,
I liked that. I mean, I thought that was totally workable in a movie with like so many characters. That was totally workable to me.
no, I thought it was goofy. I thought it was goofy and unnecessary and padded this movie to about 30 minutes longer than I felt like it needed to be.
Yeah.
It is.
Go ahead, Doge.
I was just going to say, it's no surprise that there are things in the script that feel strange or tacked on. Reportedly, this movie was Solomon Grundy style, conceived on a Thursday, written on Friday, and in pre-production by Monday.
Jeez.
Like, people were nuts. They were hungry for this movie.
Yeah, it took like 2.5 months to film the whole thing, too.
Yet.
Bizarre. I think on the Vivica Fox as a stripper, it just felt 90s regardless to just get skin because you're not going to get it elsewhere on the screen. There's no sex scenes or anything like that.
I think that's
There's
part of
lots
what
of naked
bothered me about it.
aliens.
There are a lot of naked aliens.
lot of nudity,
but
a
also,
lot of
too,
alien
it felt kind of like a pretty cavalier shot at trying to be like, look at the difference between the two. Like, one of them works in the White House. And
Right.
then this one's a stripper. Everybody has to work together, just like the world has to work together to defeat aliens, which is not good. Like, that's...
You have put it better than I did with my simple statement, but I think you're summing up what I feel of just like, what was the point of A, her as a love interest, and then B, why make her a stripper if you're then going to turn around and dunk on her being a stripper for what is functionally no reason? Like, I don't know.
I don't think the movie's dunking on her.
It doesn't dunk on it with the conversation she has with the...
Yeah, I think the movie's
the
like,
first
oh,
lady.
I dare you to think this is awful. She's just working to make
No,
a
I
living. to
disagree.
support
I think
her son.
I think they very clearly make a point of saying like NASA will never let you fly a plane if you marry a stripper, and then he has to like take that into consideration, and then we're supposed to expect that the first lady is going to react poorly.
I don't think that's the movie dunking on her, though. I think the script is very clearly like painting her to be like challenging the assumption that an exotic dancer would be a bad person. I think the movie is pretty explicitly calling out folks who would approach the movie with that assumption.
What I'm saying is like, why is that here?
Because that's what you need in your alien movies, dude. If you can't learn something about other humans, why even watch a movie about
If
aliens?
we start asking why things are here, it's like, why are we here?
You know?
To specifically point out things we
why
wish
are the
weren't here.
aliens
I think
here?
it's sort of
Why are
our
the
whole.
aliens
You
here, though?
are both reacting. You are both reacting right now as though it's like, Jordan, why are you having a problem with anything in this movie? And what I'm telling you is it's goofy. Take it away.
No?
It's goofy.
No. Yeah, you can take it away. It's fine.
It's goofy. I alone.
I'm just saying,
have the
if we're
courage
going to take
stand on
things
my
away...
island.
No, I'm saying you have an island, but you're going to realize you can hop over to a lot of different ones. Because if we're going to say it's goofy, we can take that away, then we're going to take away overall what makes this a good movie.
No, because
Yes,
what makes it a
take out
good
the
movie
stripper.
is awesome stuff.
Cool. Let's take out Boomer. We don't need Boomer.
Which one's
Take
Boomer?
out the Yiddish dad who happens to be wearing a yarmulke by the time we get to meet up with his son, and he makes the cigar joke.
Why would I ever
like a
take
Mel
him
Brooks
out?
film.
Because he's awesome. And Vivica A.
That's
Fox
goofy,
does a
though.
fine job. I'm just saying the point here.
I agree.
Are you waiting for me to agree before moving on?
Yes.
Oh, I disagree.
Okay, well then we're gonna stay here forever.
I think there's no reason to be like, that's the thing that has to go.
Except for
It doesn't
that
bug
I
me.
did though. Except for
That's
oops,
fine.
That I
Then you
did.
can have that opinion.
We both get to have opinions.
Yes,
you
but
can
don't
have that opinion.
Fight me.
That's what we
Fighting
do.
you.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is what
that's
our
right.
podcast is.
I forgot.
You want to talk about working out more? We can go back to talking about workouts.
So basically, you lay down flat on your back and you push heavy things upwards or potentially outwards
oh, interesting.
based on the angle, and then that makes muscles go big.
Great.
Fun.
And that's sort
That's
of
fun.
generally
Can I super pump?
Yeah, please.
Please.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah, it's Jeff Goldblum. Same for me.
I love Jeff. He's not my
Nobody
super
else.
surprised.
No, well, I'm going to pause our podcast until you agree with me. Nobody else could do what Jeff is doing here. Jeff is.
But what if Carter was like, you're not allowed to have Jeff Goldblum as your super pump and infringe it on your rights as a podcast?
I didn't say that. I've
Nobody
never
ever
said
said
that. Am I
you
just
weren't
being
allowed.
used as an example?
Yes.
Or did I actually say that?
No, you're
to
just being
somebody?
used as an example.
Nobody ever said you weren't allowed. Jeff is just being Jeff.
Yes.
Which is great. Like this feels like a
Never
episode
not,
of
you know?
an episode of The World According to Jeff Goldblum that's about aliens, and that's fine. There's just something, I don't know. It's just such an interesting choice to cast Jeff Goldblum in this role because that brings more than just what is in the script to this character. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he is the spark that animates this role into a Jeff type of role more than just like a cable guy who discovers a pattern from the aliens.
What an incredibly charismatic person.
Yes.
Will Smith is about to launch. This movie will launch him into superstardom and
space.
Somehow,
I mean, literally at the end.
Here he was, like 26, I think, was Will Smith, and Jeff Goldblum's like 41.
Yeah.
In this movie, and he's more attractive, more charming to me.
Yeah.
He's just every ounce of him. He's not even he's not even saying words, and I'm enthralled. But that's just Jeff Goldblum. That's just Jeff Goldblum appreciation.
Yeah, he has
Perfect
a magnetism to him in this movie that sort of makes it feel like everybody else in the scene has to play up to his level. Yeah. I'm specifically thinking of any time that he and Bill Pullman are interacting. It really, really feels like Bill Pullman is at his best in this movie when he is.
Pullman kills it, by the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Phenomenal.
But it
You
feels
guys
like
know the story about that speech, right?
no.
I love
So-
that story.
We're filming that speech 50 years to the day after the atomic bombs were dropped at the end of World War II.
Wow.
We're giving that speech in front of the hangar that houses the plane that dropped the bombs.
Wow.
And so the reportedly the applause from the extras was not scripted. They were just like so getting
Caught
into
in
it
the
and
moment,
100% caught up in the vibe of Pullman's speech right there. That they just lost it.
Wow. That's awesome. It's a great speech. Like all
It's
time
a really
great
good speech.
movie speech.
Yeah.
But Bill Pullman, as great as he is in this movie, which is great, is I think at his best toe to toe in those scenes with Jeff Goldblum because I think
everybody is. I
Jeff
think that's everybody's
Goldblum
best
is
in
the
this movie.
rising tide that raises all the ships of this movie.
Yeah.
And he's not ever the first one mentioned, I don't think.
No.
Because it is a Will Smith,
Yeah, I think you could make a strong argument that he is definitely not the most memorable person in
Will
this
Smith movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think if we're drafting Jeff Goldblum movies, I don't even know if this is like a top 4.
No.
Let's check. I'm going to check IMDb. I'm curious.
Well, I'm not talking about the algorithm.
I know. I'm just curious if he's known for this.
I would say he's known for Jurassic Park,
Okay.
The Fly,
Okay.
Grand Budapest Hotel,
Okay.
and Independence Day.
Okay. Are you looking at it?
No,
Because you got it perfectly.
Nice.
I looked at it last night.
You cheater boy.
Right there at the tail end, which I wouldn't even, yeah. That's a testament to, if we just want to talk Goldbloomy here for a little bit.
Sure, always.
Like, he tends to be in big movies full of a lot of other big stars. Like, if you look at that top 4 outside of The Fly with Gina Davis, which even then she was a superstar, it's like
Cutthroat
he
Island.
still stands out
Yeah.
completely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great Super Pump Boys. I wrote down, one of my notes that I took was, I wish someone would look at me the way that Jeff Goldblum sees a spaceship for the first time.
yeah.
Yes.
Just this like
His
completely in awe.
excitement when he realizes that virus is the key to this whole thing, and when he sets up the Coke can,
Yeah.
he's like, shoot it off. That whole bit is like gets my blood pumping watching him be pumped about stuff.
him
perfect-
explaining that is like peak Goldblum.
Yeah,
to me.
Yes,
for
like
sure.
him, like with the diagram on the board. That's like on par with like the droplet of water on Dr. Sadler's hand in Jurassic Park. In terms of like,
Yes.
that is so Goldblum.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Goldblum scene from Independence Day? I'll tell you mine first. It's when it's just now hitting the fan, which, by the way, I love the pace. I almost super pumped the pace of this movie.
Yes.
We're kind of taken over within the
pace.
first 15 minutes. It's in a movie that's like 2.5 hours long. But when everybody's freaking out at basically the mission control area and Jeff is not, he's literally the only one who's not doing anything. And that is, to me, what a picture, what a frame of what Jeff Goldblum is in the world. Everybody else is doing their own thing or doing the same thing. And Jeff Goldblum is like, nah, I've got more stuff I'm interested in that's more important.
Like jeans.
Like jeans.
I think mine is
David.
when they're jeez, yeah. Very good. I think mine is when they are stuck to that arm inside of the mothership and they have the conversation of like, hey, no worries, it's got automatic windows and the windows open. And he's like, hi. I don't know, that whole dynamic there between the two of them is so much fun. And I think that's Jeff at his Jeffiest in the movie.
It's the dry erase board. It's the here's our plan, infect it with a virus, and specifically the way that his explanation of what's going to happen completely falls off a cliff while he's talking at the very end, and he's like, "Oh, well, you guys can do your thing, do what you do."
Yeah,
like it just completely drops off. It's so great,
so good. I wish I could have been on set when he's walking by, because I think he recognizes Will Smith has a certain brand of swagger, but when they're supposed to have cigars in mouth, walking triumphantly to their women.
His hips in that scene are so strange.
It's so strange, and I can just imagine him not caring. And like, oh, okay, so we're gonna, all right, that's fine, sure, all right, we'll do a little bit of this, and have you ever done jazz before? I don't know.
And he's just like purring while he's walking.
Yeah, right. He's just so fantastic. I love him so much.
Yeah,
I could
he's
do
amazing.
I could do a Jeff cast easily.
He's amazing. Yeah.
I could easily do a Jeff cast.
Basically is. What's that actor's name? I loved him, and I forgot that. Oh, Harvey Firestein?
Firestein, yeah.
Yeah.
Plays Marty. I forget Marty dies within like the first half hour.
Marty dead.
Maybe that was better for us. Ultimately, you can only take Marty in like,
auditorily
bites.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah.
David, what? I don't know. Like I was like, it's borderline Watto.
Yeah, it is. I'm a Toydarian.
Yeah, it is borderline Watto. That's a great point.
Are you talking about Annie? Little Annie?
Little Annie.
He's so fun.
I frequently find myself watching movies I haven't watched in a long time where dogs are in peril with my wife. And I'm like, I can't remember if this dog's okay. Oh,
dog lived.
No. I just took a risk and kind of thankfully was given from the divine the image in my head of that. I was like, this feels ridiculous, but I do think that dog
parkours his way out of the explosion
with the fire behind him.
Yeah.
And I'm just
what
like,
happened to the dog after that?
Boomer's
though?
fine.
He stayed with him.
He lives. He's in the Jeep at the end.
Oh, I just missed him.
Yeah,
the whole crew is there. Yeah, Boomer's fine, dude.
Good.
Way to go, Boomer.
Him and Buckwheat.
Did you guys realize that Jimmy was Harry Connick Jr.?
Yes, dude.
I did not.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah. I've always known that. The Willis house was full of Harry Connick at the time this movie came out.
Sure.
Like, we were pumped that Harry Connick Jr. was in this. I loved his character.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, very much.
I did too. A lot of fun. Big dead though, unfortunately. That's a
big dead.
Big major.
There's a lot
alien.
of the first 30 or so minutes of this movie are so Arrival before it starts really popping off.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, these things are in a bunch of major cities. What do we do? Nobody's shooting yet, so maybe we'll just chill and see what happens.
Maybe we just hang out.
Yeah.
And then
They want to teach Amy Adams some cool new words.
Has anyone seen Amy? Bring her to me.
Anybody know how to talk with their circles yet?
I think in the same vein, trying to communicate with the aliens, if I were in their position, I would think maybe the dumbest way to try and communicate is to fly a big scary helicopter with lights on it and just start blasting lights at them and see what happens.
What were they thinking?
Yeah, that's
man?
pretty nuts.
It's
Pretty not
basically
processing.
It's
Should have
basically
done
a
music
helicopter.
like Close Encounters.
Music would have been good. Maybe like a.
You guys seen Close
hug.
Encounters?
Yeah, it's
I
wonderful.
haven't.
That movie rules. It's so good.
I haven't. But yeah, the first like 30 minutes of this movie set up such an incredibly fun scenario. and then explode everything in a very scary way.
Yeah, this is great. That's the thing. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to convince you to change your mind. Help me understand what about this makes it a bad movie. Because like for me, it is a good movie in the way that like it is not as good as like a Jurassic Park.
Sure.
But it's like, it's like the silly science. They save the day by hacking the aliens. Like it's dumb, but it's still a good movie.
Yeah.
To me. And that's where I'm landing on it.
It sounds like you're saying what I'm saying, except my position is it's a bad movie that is a ton of fun.
Okay.
Like all of the good things about it make it a lot of fun to watch and really stupid and loud and brain dead to just stare at while fun things happen. And I really enjoy it. It's not a good movie though. Like it's not a quality film to watch. And that's not what we're judging here. I was just making the point that Independence Day in my head was a lot better of a film. And then watching it for the first time since I was probably 14 or 15, I was like, oh, it's not good, but it's a blast.
Sure. Yeah.
And maybe that's what I remembered.
Yeah.
It could be. I think it was appropriate to have it here in Daddurday.
Oh, for sure.
I think if this movie was ever going to show up anywhere else, it would be, if we did like an Alien series.
It's an incredibly dad movie to me.
Maybe what is technically more Daddurday, and answer this for me if you can, Doge. Armageddon?
Yes. Armageddon is infinitely more dad than this to me.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I would put them about the same level of dad, I think.
I think Armageddon is much more dad. Because I think Armageddon has at least a bit of awareness, like with the with the Aerosmith song. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Armageddon is like not trying harder than this, but I think it's definitely aiming at something different than this.
Sure. I agree.
Yeah. It's more dad. I would say so.
Yeah.
This was a seminal dad movie in our home.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, TNT loves it.
Sure, yeah.
So
maybe that's the qualification is like, would TNT play it?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this movie on TV? That means it's a Daddurday movie.
Let me put it this way. That definitely should be considered part of the equation. Wow. I had a silent, breathy hiccup. That was very strange.
A yikes.
I don't think Arrival would be on TNT, right?
No.
So it's like...
No, almost certainly not.
As I'm thinking about
it's not on TNT.
Right.
Correct.
As I'm thinking about it right now, it would have been very fun for us to make... Maybe we could do this with another series. But if we had made Daddurday movies movies that we had only seen on TV. There's like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I've never actually watched that for real. Yeah. I've only seen it on TV.
Yeah. Maybe we have an as seen on TV series eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. That would be fun.
That's fun.
The other fun thing is making sweet, sweet cash.
Oh, that's even more fun.
Which we are going to go do right now. Well, first you take some shout and you put it in there. And then you take some announcements and you put it in there. You shake it all up and what do you get? A little shout announcements is what you get. It's shout announcements. Yeah. Shout announcements. Shout announcements is a part of your public broadcasting brought to you by viewers like you. I sort of butchered the PBS thing there at the end.
That's fine.
I didn't know I was going to do it.
It was also good up to that.
Yeah.
It was great.
Doge, you did say you had it first and that you were going to go first. You seemed pretty confident about it.
I'm just trying to recover from such
what?
a good song. The song was so good that I forgot that I was supposed to talk.
That tracks.
Next week on this podcast, Two Chunks and Hunk.
The part that slipped your mind.
We will
over here in this corner of the internet.
We will be beginning our next series. Summer of Love 5.
The fifth one. That's wild to me.
That's pretty nuts, right?
Anniversary for me.
4 weeks of love movies. And then the secret 5th week of this series is Love and Thunder, the new Thor movie.
It's got love in the name. I never caught that till now.
That's why we're doing it.
Wow.
We could call it Thormer of Love.
Thormer of Love.
Summer of Love 5. Thormer of Love.
Is that Barter? Is Barter back?
No,
Barderdillis? Was that Barderdillis?
No, that's Darterbillis.
Whoa.
Jeez, there's so many of you.
It's like a real multiplicity situation going on over here, huh?
Wow. And they're each played by Oscar Isaac.
Multiplicity.
We don't know what that first movie of Summer of Love 5, Thormer of Love is going to be. because you haven't picked it yet. As of the time of this recording, we have not yet opened the polls, but we'll be doing that, I think, hopefully, before I go to sleep tonight. We'll be opening the polls at twochunksandahunk.com/vote, where you alone have the power to choose the 4 movies that are part of Summer of Love. 5, Thumber of Love.
Just Thumber of Love.
Thumber of Love.
Thumber of Love.
Thumber of Love. Thumber of Love and Thunder.
Also, someone who might be excited about the polls opening, Vivica Fox. We'll get back to that.
Oh, I get it.
In the episode.
I get it. Sorry,
she
that took
voted
me a
for the
second.
other guy.
That's fine.
Oh, that's a different good joke.
Actually,
it's
a different good joke. Remember, if you support us on Patreon, you do get 2 votes.
Duh, votes. I need you guys to rate and review. So something that we were going to go ahead and wait to announce, but I'm just going to announce it now. We have been told by Spotify, which is crazy. It was a new algorithm, so we don't get to know what they say here, that if we can't get to 100 reviews by the end of June, we can't be a podcast anymore, which is completely wild.
Yeah, they actually said they're going to come and take our microphones.
Yeah, they said they're going to come take those away.
Dude, I was listening to you and I was like,
intimidating.
why am I just now hearing about this?
Do you not remember they came and they said, Jordan, if you don't get 100 reviews, we're going to hurl your equipment into the sea.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
they
did say that.
That's
I
weird
did
word
forget
choice.
about
And
that.
the sea is
If
far
you could
from
do
here.
that, it sure does help us a ton. Please go rate and review on Spotify. You can actually rate on Spotify, no review, so you don't even have to make anything up there. But on iTunes, put on your creative pants because you do have to review us when you add that rating.
Please.
Thank you. Please and thank you. Thank you so much for doing that.
Look, my part here is very simple, and I want you to listen. Lean in close. This is an impassioned plea. Tell someone about our show. Send them a text. Tell them in person. Buy a piece of merch and hope that somebody asks you.
Merch and dice. You can get both.
You can get merch and dice. Whichever tickles your fancy. We should make dice. Hey, we should make dice.
Merchandise. Actual merchandise.
Please tell somebody about our show. That is hands down the best way to spread the word about who we are. Talk to your friends. Talk to your parents. We've said it before. We'll say it again. Moms love us. Dads love Daddurday movies.
Dads
I don't
have
know.
loved these past
Do
couple
you have
of
a
weeks.
Clint in your life? First of all, hit us up. Second of all,
Yeah.
tell them about our show. Tell your friends, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend.
Is there an overlap between Podcast Dad and Daddurday Afternoon Dad, though?
Can you define that, please?
What's a podcast dad?
Right. That's what I'm asking.
A dad who listens to podcasts
okay.
and would listen to this show?
Yes, there is definitely an overlap. I would say, here, you ready for this? Squares and rectangles. All podcast dads are Daddurday dads. Not all Daddurday dads are podcast dads.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
That was quick.
Yeah. I feel very
Great
confident.
explanation.
I feel very
You
confident.
should.
Does Ira Glass have children? Do you think that Ira Glass likes Die Hard?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Okay. Interesting.
In fact,
There we are.
I'd stake my whole reputation on it.
On the fact that Ira Glass from NPR.
And
likes Die Hard.
whenever he watches it, he's like, and the fact that he breaks the glass makes me like it because that is my name. Now, in this back half, we must
Boom! Boom! That's my super pump.
Wait,
The
hang on.
explosions. My
Okay.
super pump is the explosions.
Great. Specifically, what about him?
They were amazing. The explosions in this movie are so good. The moment I think I might be a boy who doesn't really need that part of an action movie. There's not a ton of explosions in my life that stand out. When the aliens decide we're going to let them know how we feel about them and just blow
Yeah.
up all the things
The
that are
blue
familiar
explosion.
to us.
Yeah, those are good explosions.
You know what's fun about them?
Tell me.
They're multi-stage explosions. Like, it's never just like,
Yeah.
boom, like a bomb. It's like, it's all like, it's all like, and some of them are like deep, like, and some of them are like, pew,
Yeah.
pew, like, it's all these like,
Yeah, it's very good explosion.
yeah, it's the same
Premium
feeling
explosion.
as those fireworks where it's like, like all over. It's that, but in hurt everybody form, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
It's like fireworks, but people die.
Yeah,
And that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
we'd like to go on record here at 2 Chunks and a Hunk and say that fireworks would be better. Never mind. It's too
Yeah.
dark.
The image of the alien ship, like when it first, like people can first see it over, I think that's New York City. And it's just wreathed in flames coming across the front of it as it's like burning up through the atmosphere is unbelievably cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It is
They did
so
a great
cool.
job with the alien design.
They look
stuff
awesome.
in this movie.
The aliens themselves look awesome.
There were
ships-
2 concept designs for the aliens. Director Roland Emmerich liked them both.
Used both.
And so he said, can one of them be a suit that the other one wears? And they were like, I mean, I guess, sure, there's no rules. It's
Whatever
your
you say,
aliens. And
Roland.
he said, great, then this one's wearing that one as a suit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much else going for this movie that's memorable and visceral that I think the alien design, actual creature, is
Wayside. Total wayside.
Wayside.
Yeah.
It is a little bit wayside, and it should be appreciated a little bit
I
more.
agree.
I'm putting my foot down.
That
my tentacles down
autopsy
and
scene
say,
is great.
Yes.
Yes.
It's tense. It's this glass bulletproof. Nope.
And then that's cool.
Yes.
I don't think that's bad. I think that's really cool.
I think that we're using different vernacular to describe the same things.
Yeah, we probably are.
Because if you're watching like a movie if you're watching like a
Yeah.
like an Academy bait movie and somebody says that line and starts shooting an alien with pistols, you're going to be like,
Yeah.
that seems pretty stupid. It's a dumb thing to do. It's awesome. Like, that is what I'm saying.
Sure. Which to me makes the movie good.
Sure.
And to you makes the movie bad.
And also fantastic
And fun.
to watch. Yes.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
Completely.
So I think we are
Completely.
swing dancing around.
Alien wrapping his tentacly around scientist's neck and talking through the mouth of the scientist.
That's Data.
Can we
very cool.
Can we
is.
discuss how that is one of the coolest sci-fi scenes ever that is like randomly in Independence Day? Like
Yeah.
this total Daddurday movie, and this alien is marionette ventriloquisting this scientist to communicate. First of all, they know English.
Yeah.
They have a grasp on our language. That's never really addressed.
Yeah. That's the point, though.
Yeah.
It's not supposed
Yeah,
to be.
100%.
We don't have time. We don't
Right.
have time to.
I was not
address it.
complaining. I want to be very clear that I was not complaining.
Yeah,
it's just like
no, I didn't think
it's
you
just
were.
like alien knows English and can talk through people. Moving on.
Move on. Yeah.
And that's what makes this movie fun, is because it does not slow down in the parts or it doesn't stop for the parts that slow down, nor does it stop for the parts that are awesome. It's just like, we're moving, hop on the Independence
Pretty
Day bus.
unrelenting pace.
Yeah, for sure.
Truly. The travel doesn't line up, but
No.
you don't have enough time to care, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe less time to care in this than we did in Con Air, when we also have travel.
Yeah.
It feels like a Daddurday thing.
You got to go from place to place on
island.
Daddurday.
Yeah,
Except
an island where
they're Die Hard.
everything looks the same. But yeah.
You know, and I think there is something to be said for Air Force One escaping that explosion. I do want to say that something that is incredibly Daddurday to me about this movie, and I do mean this to mean it's bad, which makes it hilarious and fun, is that the U.S. military fighter jets operate a lot more like X-Wings. Like, it's just like,
absolutely.
whatever maneuver looks the best, let's just do that.
Sure. Unless it's a turn so cool that it makes Harry Connick Jr. pass out and then get exploded.
And then die.
Yeah. It was too cool.
It's pretty dad that the president is a fighter pilot and gets in the plane and leads the plane attack.
Hey,
huh?
that's pretty awesome.
It's incredibly cool. It's pretty dad,
It's
right?
very dad.
This is a top, maybe not the top, because I haven't really audited this whole genre of characters, but maybe one of my favorite movie presidents. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie
I
president.
think I would agree. Top something for sure.
He's a cool movie president. I feel like as maybe a legislator or a lawgiver.
I'm good.
He
but
might not be great, but
he's cool in the same way that, what is it, Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho, whatever, from Idiocracy is a cool movie president. but
Yeah.
I'm good.
yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. I'm all set. I'm okay. But he's awesome. No, so Will Smith. Let's talk about the will of it all.
Did you guys hear about what happened at the Oscars? I'm glad we
What a
finally
slap
get to
in the
talk
face
about
of this
him.
discussion.
Goodness
Goodness
gracious.
me. Really rocked my world with that one.
Ooh. Chris. So I think when Will Smith is dragging the alien through the desert on his parachute and just like sort of whining about the whole situation, that is what Will Smith needs to always be doing, is just sort of being like on this charismatic island where he gets to carry a scene because he is so funny and charming and his timing is impeccable. For all the Jeff Goldblum love that we have in this movie, Will Smith is bringing it. It is 90s cheeseball perfection in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the man walks to get a newspaper with a spaceship in front of him and doesn't even notice it.
Classic Will.
There's a spaceship here?
Classic
He's just tired, dude.
He's sleepy. He's a sleepy boy. Yeah, Will Smith is...
Can I be honest with you about Will in this one? He doesn't do much for me. Will doesn't move my needle in this movie in any way.
In any way?
He's fine.
Now I know why you got so upset about my very reasonable take from the first half of this episode. It's so that you could present this craziness like it's
my
normal.
favorite kind of Will is certainly not this kind of Will.
No.
But it's a good kind of Will. I think Men in Black is the best.
Yes.
we've
fully
had.
agree.
The original Men in Black
The
is
whole
the
time,
best of Will
the
Smith.
whole
Fish
time I
Out
was
of Water.
watching this, I was like, man, I wish he was his agent from Men in Black in this movie instead of the, because I don't know, man. He just didn't, not doing anything for me that I feel like somebody else couldn't have done. In stark contrast to Goldblum, where I feel like he did something with this role beyond what the script was. Will Smith added his little Will Smiths to the top of a role, but it did not feel that the Will Smiths was integrated into the rest of the character. It felt like this is script and this is Will, and they did not feel like they kissed in the middle. The way that David and Jeff merged and were one entity to me in my brain as I watched this.
This could not have been anyone but Will Smith
I agree.
in this role. And it does feel a little unfair because, like, Jeff Goldblum is when you go to the restaurant and you know the chef well enough that they decide to try something once for you.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best things you've ever had, and they can't really ever replicate it again. And it's an instant standout. The Will Smith of it all is like, obviously, you've had it more than that, and it's still great, but in a different, I don't know. Y'all are better at the food analogies than me.
No, give up. You were so close to the end of it.
Nope. I did give up. Did you tell me to give up? No, I gave up. Will Smith, it needed to be Will.
Yes.
Is that because of who Will is, or is that because it was 1997?
Both.
No.
Both. It's both.
I just think because of who Will is. I think this is the very beginning of, like, I was getting so much Top Gun vibes, obviously, when we're up in our aerials and we've got our sidekick that dies and all that fun stuff. But, like, Top Gun needed to be Tom Cruise. Like, Tom Cruise in Top Gun, and I don't want to take us too far off track here, is about the same age as Will Smith in Independence Day. And it feels like this was the workout we had to do before he fully discovered the Will Smith of it all. Because I do think when he's having to drag it feels like he does a lot of improv, which is very Will Smith to me. And so that's when I see the Will Smith of it all. Like the trivia about him screaming out, "What is that smell?" And it actually was like a legitimate reaction to something, but they just kept it in because he was just kind of feeling himself in terms of just being so disgruntled and upset. By the way, gets over Harry Connick Jr. real quick.
He's fine.
Yeah,
Will Smith is a ball of 90s movie magic in this movie, and I love it. And I feel like it had to be him. But to each their own, says the mature response to a crazy take.
The peacemaker in me, Doge, will say this, though. I think this is one of the only big blockbuster Will Smith movies that it feels weird to call it a Will Smith movie.
Right.
Even though Top Build, you kind of have to.
I mean, it's no Hitch, but...
It's no Hitch, It's no,
Shark Tale. Yeah, sure.
No Shark Tale.
Suicide Squad.
What are we? Some sort of Independence Day?
Independence Day?
No Hancock,
I forgot about Hancock. Wow. Let's design a dad, if we don't mind.
Let's do it. I must super dump before the end of the episode.
You want to go ahead and do that?
I thought you did early. My bad.
No, I super pumped early. My super dump is the boy who we've not even spoken about yet. And it feels as though our discussion
Randy
is
Quaid.
drawing to a close. Randy Quaid.
Yeah, sure. The Quaid of it all.
Give me more. Give me less. But don't give me this amount.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, I agree. That's a good take.
I think there needs to be, like, if he's been abducted by the aliens 10 years ago, they need to have planted some sort of thing in him, right? And then
I read it as he was
like
not
they've
actually
acted-
abducted by the aliens 10 years ago and that he is just a crazy
Then that's-
I read he was.
Okay.
then that's stupid.
I agree.
If he's in this movie claiming to be an abductee, it needs to be these aliens.
At no point is there any evidence that he was actually abducted. That's why I don't buy it. I think he's just a crazy person who got it right on accident.
Right, which is
He's a broken clock.
a dumb idea for this
If
script.
you had never met somebody, but then when you walk into their home, you say, I'm back. What do we assume?
Wait,
You've actually met them before.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
You've met them before.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if that same person that walked into your home and said, I'm back, was like, and 10 years ago I got abducted, would you assume that you were wrong or that they were wrong?
Well, that's a completely different
Yeah, I
scenario.
agree. It's just the exact same
I'm just
one.
saying, if you make a movie about aliens invading Earth and destroying the Earth, and there's a guy who has 10 years ago been abducted, and you don't work his abduction into the plot in any meaningful way, that's a swing and a
Yeah,
miss.
it's Chekhov's
Either-
probe at that point.
Exactly. Either if you introduce a probe in the first act, it must go up Randy Quaid's butt in the third act.
Oh, my goodness.
Much like he went up the alien ship's butt.
True.
Himself.
True.
He's the probe. He's probing
He is
back.
the probe.
Randy Quainus.
Speaking of probes,
Right.
I love Survivor.
Yeah, I love Survivor. That's a great. Yeah, Jeff Probe.
Jeff Probes.
And now that we're so off the rails, I would love to design a dad, please.
Okay.
Who wants what role this week? / who remembers what the roles
Who
are?
remembers the
I can tell you what
roles?
he's doing.
Okay, you start with what he's doing.
Okay. So this is a dad.
I got what he's wearing.
Who-
I just figured it.
Well, you get to say what he's wearing. That's right. So what he's doing really is he's kind of prepped the day. There was a vibe when we woke up that we were going to be watching Independence Day. And this dad, while having a not necessarily up-to-date, shiny new sound system, still has like the decked out RCA.
Everything you're
Yeah.
saying is perfect.
Yes.
It is up to your hip height in wood finished.
Yes, it is.
Massive
Hey, the
speakers,
glass windows that you
sub.
press to open, they click in, the
Uh-huh.
magnet comes out.
Dude,
Yep.
yes. And he's putting in the DVD
Yeah.
into something that looks like it has 50. When you were a kid, it looked like hundreds of knobs. But now you're realizing it's somewhere between 40 and 50 knobs that you're not totally
Yeah.
sure what they do.
Did they ever make a
But he's
DVD player where
dealing
you
with
could
it.
scroll to select like those rotating CD players?
I mean, they might have.
Because if they did,
They
he
might
has
have.
that.
He has it. Yeah.
And it's prominent. And if you were to look also through the glass cases of the DVD shelves that are on the side, this is all part of one big unit around this massive television, which has been updated.
Yeah.
Here is the blank space that was Independence Day, which is now gone
Alphabetized?
on the shelves. It is alphabetized, yes.
So
but
next, right next to
alphabetized-
iRobot.
Yes. Is put in display somewhere. Like usually we're displaying the movie that we're watching.
Like a
It's
now
always been
playing
kind of-
stand. Yeah.
Kind
The
of a
kind of
fun
dad
touch there.
whose entertainment center has
Yeah.
lights in it that you can turn on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
if we're talking about what he's doing, I will say that during the entire movie, there is the anticipation being built as if commentary is on, but it is just this dad.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, get ready for the most iconic action
Is this his favorite movie?
of all time. This is maybe not his
I think
favorite
every
his
movie he
favorite-
introduces to his family is proclaimed to be his favorite.
I think this is his favorite, what he would call like fantasy sci-fi. His favorite movie is Apollo 13. He worked for NASA for a while.
Okay,
Can I-
Can I would love to name this guy and give him a backstory because I've been thinking about this.
You got to
But
do drink.
I'm just saying.
We name together. We name
Okay.
together.
Okay.
But I know what he's wearing. It's very simple. Ankle length Swiss sweatpants
Mm-hmm.
with the elastic at the bottom of the foot.
Yeah.
They are the color of grass.
Yeah.
And he is wearing a gray collegiate crew neck sweatshirt
Yeah. Great.
with
I
white
say the
with
college?
white tube
Say the
socks.
college.
I have a guess, but I want you to go.
The University of Texas.
Okay, I was going to say UCLA, but I'm going to accept UT.
Yeah.
Let's take
Okay.
UT.
Okay.
It's got a U in it. That's for sure.
It definitely has a U in it. He is wearing white tube socks, obviously covered by the green swish sweatpants, and then a light gray college t-shirt. Probably UT feels good.
This dad has 2 main drinks, I think, that he goes for.
Yep. Same time, like double fisting, or just depends on the day?
No. It just depends on what time of day we're watching Independence Day. Yeah. Either Folgers coffee.
Interesting.
Or Gatorade Zero. Like a lemon lime Gatorade Zero.
Okay. We love this.
Can I provide some backstory for
More
this
than
fellow?
anything you can, yeah.
I think that, Carter, I was also thinking sort of a spacey background. But maybe less prestigious than working at NASA for a bit. I do still think Apollo 13 is his favorite movie. That actually tracks completely with the dad that I was feeling the presence of while I watched Independence Day yesterday. I think this he's a bit older dad. His first memory that he can remember is watching the moon landing on his parents' little TV. He was maybe 5. So that puts dad in his like late 50s right now, probably. He's a little older dad than maybe Clint would be. But he still likes Clint. He hangs out with Clint because everybody likes Clint, hangs out with Clint. I think this dad is a middle school science teacher. I think watching that moon landing sparked a lifelong love of science. And so he teaches 7th grade like earth science and geology. And I don't know what their last name is, but like if it's like Reynolds or Roberts or whatever, the students call him Mr. R. They don't give it like the full last name. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's his name?
It's Dale.
I mean, do we do that together?
Is it?
We don't all like simultaneously.
No, we pitch in, and I think it's Dale.
Okay. I was feeling like a Malcolm or a Dale feels really good. One of those like more exotic dads.
Yeah. Carter looks like he has a name.
I would have said, well, what's funny is I'm kind of playing with house money a little bit. This is my Uncle David is what I was describing.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Dale a lot.
It felt Dale to me, but David works really, really
David
well.
works well.
So
that's a fun little wink to why he likes this movie because
that's who I saw it with. He worked for NASA.
Oh, cool.
And that's who I saw
Can we
this movie
name
with.
the fictional dad after the inspiration real dad, though? Do we feel comfortable with that?
No, we can't. No, that's fine
Dale.
not to.
Dale is good.
We feel good about Dale?
But yeah, my uncle, I love Dale. Uncle David, who I called Uncle Bubba because his name is David Carter. Carter is actually my mom's maiden name.
That.
Okay.
Felt weird calling me Carter, so he called me Bubba since I was born. But Uncle Bubba is who took me to see Independence Day and had all that stuff chronologically. He even had a book to reference with reference numbers for all that stuff. Saw Apollo 13 with Gene Kranz, which is just phenomenal because, obviously being depicted in that movie. But yes, dude, I love what we were creating. I love Dale.
Yeah. We've made
Can we give a last name?
Dads.
What do we think Dale's like? We didn't do a last name, but it's important that we know what his students call him.
Can I throw out Peterson? Because I love the idea of Mr. P.
Mr.
It
P.
feels good.
Yeah.
Mr. P is fun. Yeah.
Mr. P.
Dale Peterson. That's got some
grade science teacher.
That's got some heat to it.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about Dale is I think if you know him and Clint well enough, you know that Dale's better with the grill, but he's kind of given
Clint defer to Clint
the title.
Yeah.
Dale's been to counseling. Dale knows that Clint needs it a little bit more.
Dale feels like a fully actualized. Dale is the aspiration dad.
Yeah.
I think Dale is sort of the dad, the kind of calm, quiet leader of the dads.
Everybody shoots for Clint, but you're probably going to end up a Dale.
But you're a success if you hit Dale.
Yeah, as long as you can shoot for the Clint, because even if you miss, you'll land among the Dales.
Yeah.
You'll land.
I think they would get along very well.
And what about Jeff from Predator? We sort of just did a very rough charcoal sketch of this individual and did not fully flesh him out.
So that Dale and Clint could run.
That's true. Jeff probably declined the invitation to watch Independence Day, and he's staying home watching Predator.
Jeff is the one that doesn't knock. Jeff is the friend that doesn't knock when he shows up, and the studio audience claps really loud. But he's not. He's featuring, not main cast. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Very fun.
So
very
there
fun.
It is. There's Dale Peterson. Man, Dale Peterson feels
3 dads.
good.
We made 3 dads in this series.
I still like Clint the best, but we got better
Jeff,
at
Clint, and Dale.
creating the dads as time went
I'd like to. We can maybe take another pass at Jeff during our Patreon episode and try and flesh out Jeff a little more.
Maybe Jeff folds into Top Gun. Maybe he's also a big Top Gun head. We can sort of bring him to
maybe
life
that's
a
the
little bit
same
better.
dad.
I don't know. We can't pigeonhole ourselves.
Maybe
from
it's a
actually
new
creating
dad.
Another one though.
You know
That's
what?
true.
We
Who
just
knows
need to see
Maverick brings
what
us.
dads leap out of the ether at us.
I'm gonna say that Jeff lives as he is, and he's just a simple fella, and that's okay. You can be a Jeff.
Simple guy. He likes a couple
Look,
things.
we're not gonna create a bad dad here. Jeff's
He
a
likes
great
mowing.
dad.
He likes Predator.
He's just
Those
simple.
are his things he likes.
I think that's fine. I think you'll get through on those two things alone. It is time to rate this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a movie podcast, Carter.
Did we rate our dads last time? Did we rate Clint?
I think we bought the Clint poster.
I would buy
I would
the
think so.
Dale
did.
poster as well.
Mr. P? Yeah.
We're gonna
Mr. Peaster.
rate Independence Day specifically on the scientific cinema scale, which is perfect and as follows. The best thing we could ever say about a movie is own it, don't lend it, buy that poster. Oh, the next best thing is buy it. That's followed by rent it, and then stream it. After that is forget it, and last but certainly least, the worst thing we could ever say about a movie.
God hath forsaken us.
I was gripped. I had seen this movie before. It came back with more nostalgia than I remembered, and I wonder what that was. I can't really place it. At first, I thought it's because it was so overly marketed. Maybe I had a apathy towards it, but so was Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So was Lion King. All these movies that mean so much to me, and to come back and still like totally be in it, I found myself like pausing,
Sure.
and that's something I should be in the habit of, regardless if I'm going to review a film. But I found myself pausing to go up and get water, like pausing the movie so I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Because the pace is just so all over the place. And it's almost 3 different movies.
Yeah.
I buy it. I really like Independence Day. I think this is a great movie. I think it's super fun. It's definitely one that I'd get super excited if someone I knew hadn't seen before and would watch with them.
Sure.
I buy it.
I'm also going to buy this movie. It's a very high buy. This movie, I don't know, man. I don't even know
That's an
that
awesome poster, by the way.
it does. I don't even know that I would say this is exactly 100% my flavor. Because there's a lot of, that's a super cool poster.
Yes, dude.
That's a super
It's
cool
amazing.
poster. There's a lot of stuff that's not my favorite things that I've ever seen, and things that I would choose to omit. But like, it's like Carter said, this is a really good movie. And I think it's so aggressively 1997. Like this movie, like just oozes late 90s. And I think that's probably where some of the nostalgia comes from. Because this movie smells like my earliest memories. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like the late 90s. I don't know. Yeah, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I am renting Independence Day. I think it's a blast. I think it's really fun. I also think it's my least favorite of the 3 that
Bad
we
movie
just
though,
watched. I think it's I think it is. I think it is
What
a
a great afternoon.
I think it is a blast
pretty good-
of a bad movie.
pretty good
I
series.
stand by it. I think that Independence Day is the blockbuster equivalent of a B movie, if blockbusters are their own sort of category. So, but I love it. It's a total blast.
What is your favorite of the Daddurdays?
Dude, probably Con Air, which sucks, but it
Really?
was so much fun. Predator's the coolest.
Really?
Predator's the one I would most like to see get like a really earnest update.
Ooh, maybe Prey.
Yeah, hopefully. But Con Air, I think it's just because I had never seen it. It's the only one I hadn't seen before. But Con Air just swept me up in all of its dumbness and really, really held me close and tender. And I loved it a lot.
Yep.
I think Predator's my fave. I think it goes Predator, Independence Day, Con Air.
Yeah, the song helps for sure.
Carter, what you think?
No
I want
mullets
to
in
know
this
your
one.
ranking.
Predator, Independence Day, Con Air.
Okay.
But Independence Day and Con Air are pretty close for me.
Yeah.
But Predator would be number 1.
Cool.
Fair enough. Well, very good. That does it for Daddurday, Toofternoon, Rad Daddi-2-de.
Redemption.
After Tune is what it actually is, I think. Now, next week,
No, I think it's
Toofterday,
Daddi-
Tooftertune.
Yeah, that's it.
Next week, we will be beginning Summer of Love 5. Can you believe it? I can't.
Thormer.
And don't forget, the first movie of that series is not decided yet because you have to vote. You have to vote. Rock the vote.
Guys.
Get out and vote.
Rock the vote. I'll Venmo each of you $5 if you vote Independence Day as a write-in. We have to do this movie 2 weeks in a row.
Best waste of money Doge has ever spent for no reason. So don't forget to vote. It actually might already be closed by this point. I don't really know by the time you're hearing us say that.
I think we should keep it open. I don't know. We are so completely dislodged from the time stream at this point.
Yeah, we're too far out.
Yeah.
I can't make up my mind.
I can't know what the world will be like on
don't
June 7th.
To tune in. It's going to be beautiful. To end today's episode, I'd like for each of us to say our name and name which alien we would replace in this movie to make it better, worse, scarier, you pick. Replace the Independence Day aliens with an alien from another form of media. Another piece of media, rather. For 2 Chunks and a Hunk, my name is Jordan Wonders. It's going to be Marvin the Martian for this guy.
Yeah.
Big threatening ship, big scary encounter. Helicopter goes up with blinking lights. Out pops Marvin the Martian to ask the simple question, what's going on? Oh, I choked on my own tonsils.
Oh, no.
On your own perfect impersonation.
I want to leave it. I don't even want to fix the impression. I'm going to stand by my man.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm Dosh. E.T. From E.T.
Singular.
Just one E.T. Yeah, only E.T. himself. There's
E.T.
many ships, but only one E.T.
himself. I'm Carter. Jawas.
Zootini.
Yeah.
Is Luke Skywalker an alien?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
Yeah.
Amazing. Why does that feel weird? Because he's human.
Because he's a person.
But he's an alien.
Yeah.
He's not of this world. Wow.
You know what? In that same vein, do you know what's weird to think about? You know what else is an alien? Xenomorphs. Good night, everybody.
Ooh. Yeah, that's funny.